What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Big fan of Wednesdays. I've gotten a lot done. I've got a lot done today. A lot. Big fan of Wednesdays. It's the middle of the week. I like to keep going. I like to keep things strong. A lot of people like to coast from now until tomorrow is basically Friday, right? Tomorrow is basically Friday, and then Friday is the start of the weekend. So we start the weekend tomorrow, right? Isn't that how that works? I just took a shower and my hair is wet. It's just like sticking to my neck. I'm gonna have to put it up. That's okay. It's all right. That's all right. Not a lot of news today. I'm about to sneeze, though. Sorry about that. Not a lot of news today, but we are going to have a couple of things to chat about. Before we get into it, the Emerald Word of the Day. Emerald Word of the Day is ! Iris. Right? Emerald Word of the Day works like this. I pinned the keyword in the chats. Everybody that watches my live stream live has an opportunity to enter. And throughout the live stream at random times, I roll for a name. El Surat. El Surat has 60 seconds to respond that he is here or they are here. He, she, or they are here. If they prove themselves to be here and watching my live stream or listening to my live stream or whatever, then I add their name to a list of names from which we draw at the end of the month. We draw names at random from that list at the end of the month, and they win 100 USD, 100 US dollars. So El Surat, I can see that you have posted that, but I need to know that you are still watching and you didn't just post the word. Okay, so you are a Facebook player. Perfect. So El Surat is here. And they tell me that they are a Facebook player. Fantastic. And that was in 44 seconds. Good job. If El Surat had not been here, then we would draw a new name. Gujo Kusa. Now you have 60 seconds to let me know if you are here. All right. And then at the end of the month, El Surat and potentially Gujo Kusa, their names can be drawn from the list. We have 19 names on the list so far. Congratulations to El Surat for being added to the Emerald list. And all you got to do is be here and be aware. Be here and be aware. Web and mobile player. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Congratulations, you two. And then the final step is to please contact me on Discord. Contact me on Discord. If you don't have Discord, contact me via email. Okay? Contact me via email, herowarcentral@gmail.com. If you're trying to find me on Discord, my Discord link is in the description box down below. And then just in my Discord, type @HeroWarsCentral. If you understand how Discord works, it's very straightforward, @HeroWarsCentral. And then type me a message. I'll respond to you when I can. Or send me a private message, that's fine too. And at the end of the month, like I said, we draw winners. 100 US dollars. I sent to you. You can use that $100 to buy emeralds during a ×4 emerald sale. That is over 100,000 emeralds. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Dunzo. Griff brings up a fantastic question. Griff, before I get into the hellos, let's cover Griff's conundrum. His situation. For those of you that are not aware, the final boss of the Tempest Carnival event is the negator of all creation, Dark Lord Karkthulu himself. Costs 100 adventure energy, or whatever it's called, to fight the boss. This is how you defeat the boss if you have these 5 heroes, and this is what you use. If you defeat the boss, you get a nice chest. This chest, the Wheel of Time chest, contains hero skins from past events and all kinds of resources. The bad news, guys. The bad news is we don't have a proper drop rate for the contents of this chest. However, we do have the contents of the chest. Here is the official contents of the Wheel of Time chest. The Wheel of Time chest contains a 4% chance. A 4% chance of either a skin or, I'm assuming, the bonus energy buff for your account. The bonus energy that you get for campaigns. I'm not 100% sure that that's the case, but by far the higher likelihood is that 96% of the time you're going to get absolute trash. The resources themselves aren't trash. The quantity of the resources is trash. 50 skin stones. You compete all month long, or at least 9 days worth, whatever, for the to get to the end of the carnival adventure thing. You save up your adventure energy, you defeat Lord Cthulhu, the negator of all creation, or whatever he's called in the Tempest storyline, and then you get a fun Wheel of Time chest, a brand new consumable item, and these are the opportunities. Now, what are heroes 332, 335, and 337? What are they? Give me a sec and I will tell you. Give me a second. Let me look that up and I will tell you what they are. There it is. Looking for the fan kit. Heroes. I know my screen's hidden. I know my screen's hidden. I know that my screen is hidden. There we go. Okay. So, Hero skin 332. I'm fairly confident that that's referring to Helios. Helios is Hero 32. Helios is Hero 32. Okay. I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. But it's weird because none of these are hard to get. Like, you can just buy these right now. So I don't understand that. Hero number 35. The third skin for hero number 35 would be Jorgen. Okay. And then 37 is Zhu. All three of those heroes have one skin in common. Actually, they have multiple skins in common. But one in particular is the champion skin. I think, unless somebody can tell me otherwise, and by the way, let me know in the comments, unless somebody can tell me otherwise, I think that these skins are the champion skins, or possibly the masquerade skins, because all three of those have masquerade skins. Or I could be completely off. I could be completely off there. And I haven't gotten any kind of official confirmation from any community manager about those. I don't know of any person in any community that has gotten a skin out of this chest. Now, that doesn't mean that nobody has got a skin out of these chests, out of these Wheel of Time chests. It just means that those players that are active at the time of me asking the question, and if you guys, for example, didn't see me asking the question anywhere, then that's a perfect example. That's a perfect example of how the community works. It should be a skin of your choice. I agree. I think that it could be a huge opportunity for feedback, for improvement. And this brings me into my big concern about all of this, is the big rewards in Hero Wars. How does the game show appreciation for its players? The most competitive players, what do they get that others do not? The biggest spenders, what do they get that others do not? The longest tenured players, what do they get that the newer players do not? And I think that this is one of the biggest issue that Hero Wars Alliance has, and Hero Wars Dominion Era, for what it's worth. Look at the order of the skins on Helios. Yeah, if it's the third skin of Helios, then it would be the well, they're out of order. They're out of order here, so it'd have to be in the game. The third skin for Helios is the demonic skin, I guess. I don't know. Scott K, I think you're right too. I'm just basing it with what Scott K says. I think the skins are numbered by release, just like the heroes were, and not linked to specific heroes. I agree. 100% I agree with that. I just don't know how to otherwise check it. So there's a lot of things that we could do. There's a lot of things that we could offer new players, but is better for longer term players. Like what if a reward for logging in a certain amount of times in a year, just a sheer quantity of logging in a year. Like if you log in 300 days, if there was a giant calendar, like we have the calendar, the login daily calendar for a month, right? If we had some kind of reward system that rewarded players for reaching 300 days in a year, like what would that look like? A skin of your choice. 100 soul stones of your choice, including Cleaver Jet. Maybe not Cleaver because he's all at once. The game isn't really coded. The game isn't coded for like a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star Cleaver. A 3-star Cleaver doesn't actually exist in the game files. It's a 6-star only Cleaver. So maybe 100 soul stones of your choice. Maybe if you log in for a year, maybe you just get a full hero, a full 6-star hero. I don't care if it's a new hero. I don't care if it's a hero that's 6 years old. If you play for a year, why not? Why not? What's the harm? They've already played a year's worth of this game. We get a cosmetic item, right? We get a cosmetic item one way or another. I don't even think Hero Wars Mobile gives out the annual avatars, just like Facebook and Web has it. They give you an avatar of your choice except Lara. Why not Lara? I don't know. Maybe they figured that out. 5-star cleavers in some campaigns. Oh, interesting, Merrick. I didn't know that. I did not know that. If you stop playing a couple of weeks, you get a reward, but not as big, Pai Mei. Not as big of a reward. Not money. No, they'll never do money, Daniel. What about the highest level of competition? And I'm not just talking about Hero Wars Alliance here. I'm talking about Facebook and Web too. The highest levels of competition currently reward you with resources that you can't really use. The players that get to that tippy top, the top 10 guilds, the top 25 guilds, those players, their best option are Evo books. Their best option is a daily emerald reward from the arena. And you really can't use the Evo books, right? You can't even use the Evo books. Hero Wars has a reward problem. They have a reward problem. They need something big. They need something real big. Hero Wars Facebook and Web has totem fragments. All right. For those mobile players that don't know what a totem is something that is added to Titan fighting to give your Titans extra stats and a sixth Titan ultimate to use during battle. That is kind of like the big prize for Facebook and Web stuff. And I think that's viable because that is an item. The totem fragments are each worth between 200 and 400,000 emeralds. I think that's a pretty okay item. I don't know if it's a great item. I still would like to reward players. If you play for a year, just have it. Just here's a 6-star hero. Legendary chests. Yeah, Scott K, I hear you there. Cow trophies don't really mean anything. Yeah, I mean, once you get your totems leveled up, once you have all your heroes above orange rank, once you have all of the heroes from the, once you have all the heroes that you can get out of the Clash of Worlds shop on Facebook and web, I'm talking about Facebook and web here. Soul Stones, Ascension, Facebook and web stuff, a skin. I think a whole skin, a whole level 60 skin could be good also. If not a 6-star hero, how about if I log in for 300 days out of a year? If I log in for 300 days out of the entire year, if I'm playing, if I'm active, if I had 1 guild activity point once per day for 300-ish or more days, it could be 365, I don't care. I think 300 is a nice round number, you know? If you do that for 300 days, why not a full skin? Here's a skin. Here's the Dodge skin for Heidi, you know, whatever. Here's the you know, maybe not the newer skins. That would be a nice incentive for newer players, but it wouldn't really help out longer term players. You know, what about a fully leveled talisman? Switch the Evo books to a skin leveling book. That's a good idea. Yeah, so the Evo books. Let me actually, I don't even have Hero Wars Alliance open. Imagine they would do that, giving back all the money you ever spend on the game to one winner, but you have to spend around 20,000 emeralds to be in it. I'm genius. I sure fingers. New hero will never be released again. Venza, we got a new hero this week. We got a new hero on Facebook and web just this week, Augustus. Right. So, the Evo books, the way that they work, here we go. It raises the star level of a hero. Basically giving you soul stones. Basically giving you XYZ soul stones, however many you need to fully evolve the hero. A lot of players use this to save gold, because if you have the amount of soul stones, you know, however much soul stones you have towards the star level, you get that refunded back in the currency. So you can keep buying this over and over again if you have enough soul stones, and you can do that to negate the gold cost. Instead, why not add a full skin level up? Maybe it's more expensive than 1,500, but okay, you got a skin. Spend 3,000 global championship trophies. You get a skin booster. And then that skin booster you apply to a skin, and it fully maxes the skin out. And it refunds you global championship trophies based on the amount of skin stones you've already put into that skin. Kind of like Gifted Dominion. Sergeant May, Gifted Dominion's the color rank. This is the star evolution. But yes, similar concept. Very similar concept. Fazzy Balsa, you think Augustus is coming to mobile? That's cool. Hero Wars Alliance has got a reward problem. It's got a reward problem. There's no incentive to be at the very top anymore. Long-term players have no incentive to be at the very top anymore, because you can't use the Evo books on the new heroes. You can't dump resources into the airship to level up a hero's artifact. You can only get artifact fragments for new heroes in the event itself, right? I understand why they're doing it. But if you don't take care of your long-term players, they will leave, right? That's it. Jiv, we have no information. We have no information about that. Zero information. I've asked twice. Other YouTubers have asked as well in the influencer channel. Zero information about how the Augustus rollout is going to take place. Zero information. I've gotten this question a couple of times, so let's take a look at it. You know, I should maybe make a blog post about this because this isn't the first time. I'm surprised that Hero Wars Wiki hasn't made this yet. I'm really surprised Hero Wars Wiki hasn't made this yet. I don't really want to go through every single item, but I tell you what I can do. I don't know what tier you want me to start at. We start at like Violet, I guess. There's Violet and Violet 1. Violet 2 and Violet 3. Find it in Discord. I figured somebody's already done this. Here's Orange and Orange 1. Orange 2, Orange 3. Let's see, Orange 4 and Red 0. And then finally, Red 1, Red 2. There you go. If you do your dailies for the new hero release, it has become easier to level them up. That's good feedback. That's really good feedback. Really good feedback. And for what it's worth, the Augustus event is going to be a copy-paste of the Lara Croft event. It's a copy-paste of the Lara Croft event. 100% confirmed. The Soulstone question. Which level of the pre-order should you get in order to get a 6-star Augustus during the event? Don't have the exact information. We'll find out. We'll find out something, though. Yeah. Charlie, do you need to bump up Gus skill points plus 20? Oh, yeah. I guess I should spend. Thank you. Got to constantly be pumping. Constantly be pumping. With pre-order? Yeah, no idea. No idea pre-order without it. No idea. No idea. I would expect the pre-order to be the most efficient way, though. That's what I would expect. No idea. All right. So, new hero release. We have a brawl today. Locked in Iris. Locked in. Locked in Iris. I still use Iris every day. Every day. Every day I'm using Iris. I'm using Iris more in Guild War and Grand Arena. Clash of Worlds, which isn't even here. But I'm still using them. Clean up. Let's see what we got here. Look at all these Amira teams. Goodness. Goodness. Okay. Yeah, I still use Iris, but mostly I use Iris against Dante teams. The Heidi Iris variant I'm using against Dante teams. She's going to be strong forever, I think. She's still going to be pretty dominant. I think that a lot of people are flavor of the month kind of thing. You know what I mean? Flavor of the month kind of situation. A lot of things are changing right now. Augustus really is going to be an attacking hero, right? You can't have him on defense because he just gets blown up by Isaac. Augustus really isn't going to change much as far as the defensive environment is concerned. He really isn't. He really isn't. The big time defenses that you see still, the Amira lines, the Julius Rufus lines, the Ishmael lines, you know, the Dante teams, you're still going to see those. And really, Iris isn't as good as she used to be. You know, once upon a time, you saw Aurora everywhere, but there are better ways to handle Aurora now, right? I think I would still recommend Iris. I do. I really, really like Heidi Iris Dorian. I talk about Heidi Iris Dorian all the time. It's just a good general purpose team. Just a good opportunity. Jiv, I mean, the problem, Jiv, the problem is it takes too long. It takes too long. The testing that I've done with Isaac, Jiv, is he doesn't get to pure damage fast enough. He doesn't get to that pure damage threshold fast. I mean, ideally, yeah. Ideally, he does. But the problem is he's got to get to it. He's got to get a couple of attacks in, and he does a lot of magic damage until then, right? He does a lot of magic damage until he gets to that pure damage point. You either got to stack magic penetration artifacts really, really quick. All right, you got to stack those magic penetration artifacts from Arachne or, you know, Faceless, Orion, Lars, etc. You got to stack them pretty quick. Otherwise, like this magic damage, this is a liability against Isaac. Like he puts out more magic damage than Aurora and Celeste do, I feel like. Like he's You know what? Does that make sense, Jiv? Does that make sense? A piercing gaze on Red Zero? I sure do. He sure do. If only we had more red box ones. Red item box ones. I've got one. I've got one to use. I'll be using that for sure. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Can Gus help magic heroes not trigger Rufus's resurrection? No. No. It's a really good question. How is Gus going to interact with Rufus? So the way that the barrier works is he can only be killed with physical damage. All right. If Gus is doing magic damage to Rufus, he will revive. If Gus is doing pure damage to Rufus, he will revive. If an ally is doing pure damage to Rufus, he will revive. You got to have Morgan to block the revive or physical damage of some kind. You know, add in a physical damage dealer that doesn't do pure damage extra. Like Zhu can do it, but he does pure damage also. Qing Mao can do it, but she does pure damage also. Right? Dante, Kark, Artemis. Or just use Morgan, you know. Just use Morgan. Good question though. And you know, like I mentioned previously, the I mean, if you have a gifted minion, Sunfrog, if you have a gifted minion, Isaac is a problem for Gus. You know, Isaac and Rufus are both going to be There we go. Going to be a big problem for Gus. So in order for Gus to do enough, to have enough magic penetration to surpass the magic defense of a hero, it takes a little bit. I think once oh, there's the items. I have a full item list for Augustus actually right here. Cool. Nice. Here we go. The magic penetration is 24k, right? Magic defense is 16. What is it that we did? What is it that we did yesterday, the testing? We did max testing, didn't we? We did do max testing. So that's what it is then. If you've leveled up Isaac's magic defense skin, he will counter Gus. I guess. What I think is going to happen, though, is that Gus is going to get a magic penetration skin. That's true, Jiv. That is true. Yeah, that is true. If you have a maxed out Gus, yeah, I mean, that is true. There you go. I guess just use Rufus. Just use Rufus to counter him then. And see, that's actually a concern that somebody in my guild was talking about last night. I was talking about him with last night is that, a lot of teams still use Rufus on defense, so I don't know. Can you show Isaac glyphs in Ascension? Like where my Isaac is at? What is the best way to upgrade heroes for relatively new players? Upgrade one hero like Aurora Dante to a maximum power 100 and leave supporting teams like Nebula? Alexander, you can... That's a big question. I'll not use Morgan. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to counter Rufus. Like, we can go back and forth Jiv all day long on counters and counters and counters and counters. We can go back and forth. I think Gus is going to be great. I'm going to max Gus for sure. I'm going all in on Gus right now. I think that he will end up being one of the big heroes for Maestro. So I'm going all on him either way. If I come up against an Isaac team on defense, I just don't use Gus. The problem is going to be for new players, right? But, if anybody listens to anybody about Isaac, then you don't level his magic defense. He should take extra damage from cats because he's a bird. Okay. All right, great question from chat here from Alexander. Let's pull this up. Here we go. Boom. Okay. So this is a question that I have answered many times, but it's worth talking about again. Let's see. What is the best way to upgrade heroes for new players? It seems the last 20% of a hero's max development cost is as much as the first 80%. That is true. It's not exactly 80-20, but it's about right. It's pretty close to be right. Right? It's pretty close. Is it better to upgrade one hero to a max and leave supporting teams like Nebula at lower levels, or use these resources to upgrade 5 heroes to 60%? So here's what you got to do. First of all, know that I am somebody that's been playing for a very long time, and I've been able to level up multiple heroes, and it's very, very well documented that I often don't level things in the most efficient way. Sometimes I do it for entertainment. Sometimes I do it because I change my mind. Sometimes I do it because I'm testing things, right? As long as we understand that piece, you got to think about the types of teams that are going to be effective, that your team is going to be effective against, right? So a good example of this would be the types of teams that you see every week in Guild War. Okay, the types of teams that you want to be effective in against are the teams that you're seeing in your Bronze, Silver, or Gold League in Guild War. Whatever that team ends up being, right? You want to level your team up until you're consistently beating that team. You don't need 5 maxed heroes to beat any team. Every single defense that exists in this game, every single 5 hero, with or without pets, with or without flags, every single defense in this game can be beaten by not maxed heroes. Okay, some heroes you don't even have to level up that high. For example, Jorgen, Nebula, Isaac, Sebastian, Julius, Fafnir. There's a lot of heroes that have good enough states. Are they better at max? Yes, they are. But the amount of resources that it takes to get from that 80 to 20%, like you said, is almost as much as it takes to get from 1 to 80%. So what I recommend to players, usually what I recommend to players, is to level up the tank until they're not dying. And then level up the damage dealers and the supports as well, right? Usually you can level about 3 heroes at a time because of the strength, intelligence, agility situation. You start rainbow leveling artifacts. You rainbow level your... not rainbow level. You choose the important glyphs for each hero to level up first. You choose the important skins to level up first. You know, you distribute skin stones 3 ways: strength, intelligence, agility. And once your team can consistently beat that team that your team is good against, right? If you can consistently beat that Dante team or that Amira, Nebula, Heidi team, then it's time to start other heroes or go back and finish your main hero. Okay? Getting the last, like from red 1 to red 3, most of the time that stuff doesn't matter. It does. It's more stats. It's helpful. Yeah. But only in like the top will it matter. And your day-to-day guild wars, it's going to matter more to have options, to have the main team leveled up to 80% and consistently winning, so you have an option in Guild War. Okay, sometimes you're going to have to swap another hero out for a weaker hero and all of that. Is it better to have one leading hero with a power of 200k and a team of 20k heroes, that or create a team of 5 40k heroes? I think that you should level one hero at a time, and it should be your favorite hero. And understand that it will take a while for you to get there, and you're not going to be great until you do get there. Color rank is the least important. So Alexander, I hope that answers your question. I don't like doing the last little bit because it's very expensive. You know, case in point, my Qing Mao. I'm probably done leveling the color rank in my Qing Mao for now. I need to do a lot of skin and glyph work for her before she's going to be effective, but I'm going to do that over time. All of my agility skin stones are going to Qing Mao. All of my intelligence skin stones are going to Gus. All of my strength skin stones are going to another tank that I'm leveling, and that's kind of the strategy. That's kind of the strategy. Neither of those are right 100% of the time. Right? The leveling all 5 at once is not right. Leveling one hero and leaving everything else crappy, low level, that isn't right either. Okay? If you want the right answer, you're spending money. You're spending money. That's the right answer. Get there quick. Pay to win. You buy time like that. But I don't think you should do that. I don't think anybody should do that. It's a process. Just log in every day, do your dailies, you know, pull your weight in your guild with activity and Titanite gain and your prestige if you're on Facebook and web. You know, all of that. Don't miss attacks. Communicate. The game really is more about communication and community ultimately than it is about I guess that's subjective. Different people like different things. Ascension matters a lot more. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. On Facebook and web. Yes. Got to get any hero to red. Yeah, you got to get them to red to get the 5th tier Ascension. That is true. Pay to win just shortcut. 100%. 100%. Mrs. Treehouse. Mrs. Treehouse. My phone isn't opening, so I can't start my... There we go. Mrs. Treehouse. I gave you an extra probably 15 seconds there. Mrs. Treehouse is a web player. Nice. Very cool. Johannes Sigmarsson. Couple more seconds. Really? Rogue Warrior? Is that true? 15 seconds? Okay. I'll give people a couple extra seconds then. Yeah, I wouldn't level Dante. I wouldn't level Dante nowadays. All right, we're going to roll a new hero. Hero Wars 1926. Six to 8 seconds. Okay. Good stuff. An old player from 1926. Yeah. Mrs. Treehouse, you can email me, herowarscentral@gmail.com. herowarscentral@gmail.com. Or if you have Discord, you can contact me on Discord. There's a link to my Discord in the description box down below. Level Dante if you want, Catalan. Level Dante if you want. He's a perfectly viable hero. Perfectly viable hero, Dante. He's just not as good as he was a year ago. You know. Good on attack? Yeah, there you go. Good on attack, but not on defense. I think he's less of a liability on defense than the Twins are. Okay. Hero Wars is gone. Bunker RPG. Bunker RPG. No news of Halloween. If I had to guess, I would say that they're going to have a mysterious island. Dante on Alliances is really good too, yeah. Bunker RPG is a web player. Nice. I bet you that they're going to have a mysterious island for Halloween. I bet they do. And I think that there will be a Fight the Archdemon event where you have to get, 300 million damage a day or whatever it is. Definitely level Dante on mobile. Yeah. Phil, I can make some suggestions, but I don't think that they're right yet. I don't think that they're right yet. Phil, I need probably this weekend before I decide on what teams to build. You know what I mean? Spooky coins on the island? Probably. Scott Duck? Probably. Just like on the Summer Festival. Halloween ticket? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Turbo Brian, thinking outside the box again. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Let's wrap things up. I gotta go get some food. I'm hungry. I am hungry. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Later in the evening tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That is 1:30 a.m. UTC. Okay. We got more stuff to talk about. More Hero Wars news for sure. For sure. Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here. Congratulations to all of our drawn names today. El Sarat, Gujo, Kusa, Mrs. Treehouse, and Bunker RPG. Please contact me sometime in the next day, either via email or Discord. Because when I draw your names, if I draw your names at the end of the month, I want to have a good, clean way to get a hold of you. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Please leave a like or a dislike on the way out the door. I look forward to hanging out with all of you tomorrow. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.